Hey, what's up? Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me okay. It's low tide. It's Tuesday morning. Beautiful, clear morning. It really looks nice out here. You can see everything, from here over. You can't really see stuff out there. There's like a marine layer of fog out there over the top of the ocean. But coming here, when you get close to the coastline, you can see everything over there on the other side. You can see Mount Tamalpais and the Marin Headlands. And then you can see all the way up to the north end of the beach. To the Cliff House, and to the right of the Cliff House, you can see Sutro Heights, and at the top there is the VA hospital. And on the other side of that, directly north of us, just on the other side of what you're looking at, is the Golden Gate Bridge. All right, let's head down and get out there because the tide is so low. I see that lady out there, and that's where I want to be. If you guys want to come with me, we're going to go for a walk down there and do the water. Today is a morning that when I left, I thought it was, I didn't click on the temperature on my phone. I thought it was going to be a little chillier than it actually is, and I wished I had worn flip-flops and shorts because I'm wearing sweatpants, and tennis shoes, and socks. This would be a perfect morning to just kick my flip-flops off and take a walk down there out into the water. But we're going to get as close as we can out here in the low tide with our shoes on without getting our shoes wet. Some people have some roses that they left here this morning. Well, just like that, all the Velelo are gone. So all those little sail jellyfish in about a 3 or 4 day span, they're all gone for now. Really beautiful, clear morning. I know I have a couple of viewers, and I know Michael in particular that's a regular viewer, and he's mentioned a couple times in the past that he listens to and watches the videos with his headphones, I think. And so I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to shut up and let's just go for a walk on the beach and let's take it all in. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. perfect little sand dollar. When I was a kid, I used to think that sand dollars were an actual form of currency, and that if they were perfect and complete like this one, they were worth $1. But if they were broken, they weren't worth anything. That's what I thought. Thought this beach would make me rich, because there's a lot of sand dollars here. Beach currency. Sand dollars. Not sure what the exchange rate is these days. Thanks, Obama, for destroying the sand dollar. Look at the size of that clam. This is a big clam. I mean, this is a piece of a broken off piece of a clamshell, but look how big that clam was. It's going to be warm today, you guys. It's like 9 a.m. and it is sunny and really warm already. When was it? I'm going to try and zoom. I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before. It was yesterday that I saw the post. Let's see if we can zoom this in. Right there. Okay, so center screen along the coast there. See that white square building? That white square building, it's about 2 miles north of us on the beach. Maybe not quite 2, maybe 1.5 miles. That place is called the Cliff House. It's a very, very famous restaurant, and that's kind of it. It's a restaurant. It used to be a big giant hotel as well, but it burned down. But it was very famous, and it looked like a castle. It was so beautiful. Anyway, a couple days ago or yesterday, Gratu Orlov, he posted on his Instagram a photograph of a woman sitting on the beach, and then behind her was this giant, beautiful looking Victorian castle. It's about 8 or 10 stories high, and it was beautiful. Spires and parapets and all this stuff. Anyway, it burned down in like 1909 or something, I think. But that photograph that Gratu posted, taken of that woman in front of the Cliff House, was right there, about 1 mile in front of us on the beach, the exact spot where we're standing, just about 1 mile north, or 1.5 miles north. She's sitting on the beach with the Cliff House in the background. the old Cliff House that burned down. But that's the location of that building, and it was replaced 2 times. This is like the 3rd or 4th Cliff House, I believe, that we're looking at, but it's currently closed. They closed it. It was a very famous restaurant and destination, but they closed it during the pandemic thing, and then it hasn't reopened since. People say it will never reopen. Anyway, just to give you perspective of how there was once great opulence and beauty right here on the beach, like ridiculous opulence and beauty. If you look at the photograph, or like I said, if you just search image on your phone, the Cliff House, San Francisco, and then look at the images. There'll be some boring images of what the place looks like now or what it looked like in the last 50 years. But then you'll see just a couple pictures down a giant, enormous, very detailed and opulent castle is what used to be there. And initially, that was what made the place famous. That's the Cliff House. Also built by the same guy that owned all that property. All that stuff was owned by this guy named Adolf Sutro. Maybe a couple months ago, I had a doctor's appointment up at the VA, and we were up there, and we walked through the Sutro estate, the remains of what the property is, and it's right there. That's all of those trees in that hillside that are to the right of the white building. It's Sutro Heights is what it's called. But this guy, Adolf Sutro, he owned a large portion of the city at the turn of the century. He was a magnate and a baron. Now this is the guy making the noise. You guys have been able to hear him. He's not really talking to anybody, but they're so communicative. See, look at him picking the stick. Can you see this? Or can you watch him? See him pull the stick out? All right, so I'm completely convinced that these birds are almost like dogs. I've seen him. He might come over if I call him. I've seen them playing with sticks like a dog would. He's probably hearing us and he's coming over here. He knows what we're talking about. Hey, buddy, come here. You knucklehead, stick grabber, alpha bird. They're totally alpha here. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? What's he hopping? Oh. Guys, can you guys hear him? He's making the oddest sounds. He's totally communicating. It's like he's talking to that girl or something. He's so cool. What a weirdo. What was he doing? That's so strange. That was a weird bird, you guys. What was he doing? Hurtful witchcraft. It said hurtful witchcraft. It's just, I don't even like reading all this stuff. No, I did mention to Todd recently that I was gonna that I would make an effort to stop and look at some graffiti, and there's more graffiti to look at, but I just dislike this stuff so much that wetsuit, ripped up wetsuit. It is definitely interesting and strange what these people do, painting all this stuff, but it doesn't look too bad right now. And what I mean by that is that all this stuff back here, it's all old. So nobody's really painted that much new stuff recently. This yellow, this is pretty new. That's pretty new. This dollar sign is pretty new. It looks good. I like the dollar sign. It says Besk. That's new. B-S-K. B-E-S-K. This is pretty good right here. Ooh, that's soft. That's perfectly smooth. Perfectly butt-shaped. All right. Very alpha pose that he was striking out there, exposing his nutsack to the ocean. Now he's going to do a sprint. Fucking A, right. This is a perfect morning for that. Today's the first day of the rest of your life. That's what I tell myself every night at about 10 o'clock at night. I tell myself, all right, that's it. Last cigarette. Last root beer. I'm going to wake up and start a vlog series. Today is the first day of the rest of my life. I'm going to go lift weights. I'm going running. Then I'm going to go surfing. Then I'm going to go down to the garage and work on the car. We'll do a whole video filmed in the garage, and we'll look at the car, and then we'll go driving. Take a drive down the coast, and we'll meet some people. So I tell all this stuff to myself the night before. But inevitably, I end up here with a coffee and a cigarette and a camera in my hand, rambling. So it's a phase. I'm going through a phase. Happy that you're all here to join me. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you, Todd E. Walnuts. Todd has given me a number of shout outs recently on his channel. It's really nice. And if you're a viewer of this channel and you don't subscribe or watch Todd E. Walnuts, you should. He's got a really good channel, and he makes really good videos. He's a collector, just like I am. He has very good taste because he buys the same type of stuff that I like. But he has a collection of all different stuff, but he shows a lot of movies and DVDs, CDs, VHS. So I like VHS. But he's helped the channel here recently. I'm not sure how he found us, but he became a viewer, and then he's given us shout outs. And I mean, really, it's very possible you're watching this video and you came from Todd. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the videos. It's really not much to them. This is a lot of what I do. Other than filming inside the apartment where I talk about comic books and toys, predominantly. Then also I reminisce and tell old stories about my life. I do that. Life experience type stuff. Anecdotes. I do that. But then we come down here. Like every 3 or 4 days, I'll film a video right down here. I only live a couple blocks from this spot, and this is it. That's about it. So welcome. Hope you enjoy this. We don't do much. I was enjoying being down at the water. Let's do a little more of that before we head back. It's 25 minutes. We have about 6 minutes left in this video. So let's head down to the water. jade. I saw this. This is a piece of jade, you guys. That's it. Maybe it's not jade. It sure looks green to me. It's not. Pretty close though. It's still nice. This is be nice in jewelry. A couple of them down there. There's a great beach north of here by about 6 or 8 hours on the Oregon coast. It's called Agate Beach. So the whole beach there's no sand. It's nothing but these tiny smooth rocks that are called agates. And it's a beautiful beach. Very cool place. We used to go there in the summertime on vacation and go camping there and stuff. My cousins, very nice place. Patrick's Point, Agate Beach. It's right on the border, I think. Some of it's in California and some of it's in Oregon or something. Places where we used to go. North Coast beaches. Jeez, I almost got splashed. That was so close. I had to like do a little quick step. Wasn't expecting that one. Kind of caught me. It's going to be pretty soon. We're going to have crab season. So crab season will be here in a month or two, and this will change and be exciting because there will be Dungeness crab right here on the beach in the exact spot where we're at right now. So you see all these like tide pools like this? See this tide pool? In a couple months there will be crab inside of it. Big dungies. There'll be dungies all over, like big Dungeness crab that are just walking around living here. But they're not here yet, but they'll be here soon. A month or two. I think it's usually, is it July and August? I always forget because it just everything kind of molds together because there's no real seasons. The weather doesn't change very much, but the ocean changes. So there will be crab here very soon. All over the beach, walking all up in here. And in the morning they'll come up when the tide is low, just like it is right now. They'll be out here in the morning eating, right? And then the birds, they'll be out here fighting with the crab, trying to flip them over and kill them and then eat them. And the birds are very successful at it, and they've developed a technique. So in the morning you'll come down here and it will be a killing field of dead, partially eaten, devoured crab and birds, full stuffed birds that have filled their bellies with crab. Some folks going swimming this morning. But we're gonna head up right here. So I guess from this angle, I don't know that much, well, what you guys can see of that. There's a wall there, a cement wall. It's covered with graffiti. That's the wall I was telling Todd about, that there's a lot of graffiti there. That wall, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's behind the lady in the fluorescent sweatshirt or whatever. That wall goes all the way up the beach to the Cliff House, to the spot where that photograph that Gratu posted on Instagram of that Victorian woman, that's exactly where she was sitting. She was sitting on the beach right up there. This beach hasn't changed in 100 years or more, right? Is this global warming, or what is it? What is it that would cause it to stay the same, essentially? Right? Because the water hasn't encroached very much in 100 plus years. It hasn't done that much to erode anything. The road is in the exact same spot that it always was. 100 and something years ago, this part of the beach where we're on right now was almost essentially a road. I'm not kidding. So there used to be carriages and horses going up and down this beach. People would, and this was before everybody had cars. It was before the street cars came all the way down here, even though they came up there. They ended right up there where Sutro Heights was. It's kind of right around where the streetcars all ended back in the 1900s. But there's pictures.